Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stratosphere Lounge. I'm your host, Bill Whittle. Another perfect technical launch for us here at Mission Control for Stratosphere Productions, and on and on and on with the rest of all that hooey. Now we had some, as usual, some kind of technical problems. New one this time, though, so that's always impressive. I hope everybody's doing well. I was saying before we had the perfect technical launch that that this is the 19th of December 2019 when we record this. The articles of impeachment went to, well, they didn't go to the House of Representatives. Nancy Pelosi, after this disgrace, has apparently decided that maybe she won't submit the articles. See how clever she is? See how clever she is? She's already got him impeached. That's not the same as removed from office. But as soon as she sends the articles over to the Senate, then the Senate will acquit him like that. So she may not send them. She may just sit on them. And this kind of thing makes me feel like this is like AR-15 time for me, honestly. I just don't know. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. I mean, I'm absolutely flabbergasted. I wish I wish I could say I was also disappointed, but I'm hardly disappointed. This is what I think this is what I think they did. So I think the actual language John Galt CSA is that they have impeached him, but impeachment is not removal from office. I may be wrong about that. In any event, so now they're basically, they're just, if they sit on it, I think Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats are digging themselves the deepest possible hole. Because if they do this, now her choices are, you can either send the articles and have Donald Trump acquitted in 30 seconds, or you can sit on them as a political ploy to make sure that he doesn't get any more appointments done or anything like that. I don't know what kind of limbo state this puts him in, but if they decide to sit on it, then I think any rational person in the country is going to realize that they've basically taken the most serious constitutional remedy we have, and they're playing nickel poker with it. They're like they did with the filibuster. They're awful, awful, awful people. I just can't stand them. It's one thing. I guess it's the same thing. They play to cheat and break the rules and break the machine, break everything. Then that's the part that bothers me the most. It's like, in order to get this tawdry 4-year-old emotional kick, they're gonna, well, they already have. They've already destroyed impeachment as a last ditch circuit breaker between tyranny and the American people. So now impeachment is just another political thing, and I am of the opinion. There's a lot of discussion about this, and I have to tell you, I'm not sure I'm right on this. I'm really not, but I think that if they want to do this, then we ought to, whoever the next Democratic president is, if there is one, I think impeachment articles ought to be launched within 5 minutes of them being sworn in. This kid with a, I'm taking my football and going home thing. It's really what it all boils down to. All of it. All of it is just so childish. It's so there should not be allowed to have a democracy, Because in a democracy, sometimes you lose. Sometimes the vote doesn't go the way you want, and then you have to just eat it. You have to put up with it. That's what being in a democracy is. And ever since this guy got elected, they have simply not been willing to abide by the fact that they lost the election. And I just, yeah, George said, I thought the Kavanaugh smear job was the depth of their obscenity, that they'd give up on impeachment after failing to come up with a case. Nope, apparently not. I know what a republic is, but the part of the republic I'm referring to is the democracy part. So anyway, it's all I can say is this. I hope to God that they pay for this with a landslide, and not just of Donald Trump, but of the House and the Senate. I mean, if that were to happen, I would be, obviously I'm all over the place here tonight because this stuff is just bothering me so much. Here's what has to happen, I think, if you're going to recover the country. Number one, in order, Donald Trump has to be acquitted immediately. So that's number one. Number two, we need to retake the House and the presidency, keep that in 2020. Number three, if there are not ongoing if there are not ongoing investigations into Comey and Brennan and all the rest of them, and Hillary Clinton especially, then they ought to start them fast. I know something's going on, but I don't know what exactly. And the only way we're going to get out of this is for those people to be tried and brought to justice. And they also, I think that the Republicans also ought to bring, I don't know what it is, contempt, malfeasance, treason, whatever, against the instigators of this thing. That, God, she is just, Nancy Pelosi is interesting because she's one of those people who looks exactly like she should look for her personality. She's a desiccated, desperate, insecure, mummified, walking power suck. And that's it. And that's what she looks like. And all of them, I think they're walking, they're not even zombies, because at least zombies started out as humans. Eric Blake asked if they're giving themselves high fives on the platform tonight. I suspect not. I suspect that Pelosi has told them. I've already heard that Pelosi had to rein some of them back from doing the high five dance. And Pelosi's handed out the script that says, remember, this is a national tragedy. It's awesome. And so that's probably what they'll play. I don't think... on the cultural front, I see so much good news. And since politics is downstream of culture, I suppose that's good news for the politics eventually. But honestly, if you're going to restore the rule of law in this country, you've got to enforce the law. And the only way I see to do that is to have these people arrested. I'm not talking about Pelosi. Pelosi and the people that did this, everything they did on the impeachment, they did legally, absolutely immorally, and absolutely treasonously, and all the rest of it, temperamentally and adolescently, and on and on and on. But they did it legally. So I think her punishment is she just needs to be. Well, first of all, she needs to be voted out, and secondly, she needs to see. I think this is the best response. She needs to see her entire Barack Obama, Obamacare, progressive agenda go down in flames as a result of her and Dianne Feinstein with the Kavanaugh. They just need to watch it just go. They really do. And the reason they hate Trump so much is because he's making it go away, and that just not just scares them, it just absolutely terrifies them. The answer, I think, we're going to know for sure. Look, I think we're going to win. You never know. It's still a month out. A month. It's still over a year out. Under a year out. My God, I'll be okay. But if Donald Trump is able to go out there into the black community and get the black vote, and I think he's more than able to do that, then they will never win again. Never. If if Donald Trump were to go on a tour of black churches with Kanye West, and so that instead of getting 85, 90% of the black vote, the Democrats got maybe 70% of the black vote, they would never win another national election again, ever, ever. So it's just awful. Oh, hey Valerie, thank you. It's good to hear. Got your invitation. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to being there. I got some. If I read this correctly, Julius is on the way to the States as we speak. He'll be in the States tomorrow permanently, and another American comes home. Hooray! So that's wonderful, and I think we're gonna have a big turnout there. So that's just absolutely great, Valerie. Congratulations, and couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And we're looking forward to going to do that. And we are also looking forward very much. I know this is redundant with this crowd at this point, but nevertheless, we are. Where did you go, you swine? That is annoying. Oh, there it is. Here. Gone. There we go. Stratocruise 2020 coming up in May. We've had some signups. I don't know how many yet. I haven't heard back from the travel agent, but we've definitely had some signups. And I know this sounds like a sales pitch, and it is, but it's also true. That's the best kind of sales pitch. I just genuinely think that we are going to have two things going to mark Stratocruise 2020. One of them is going to be, it's going to be an awful lot of fun. I mean, just laughing, good times fun. And secondly, it's going to be incredibly informal and accessible. We'll still do like seminars and things because we're kind of contractually bound to, but all of the discussion is going to be real back and forth, and it'd be great to have Scott and Steve there, and then we can. And we're just going to be around and just talk to people because Scott mentioned it and Steve's mentioned it. I mentioned it. We just love talking to you guys. But we really do, and it's going to just be an absolute full-on blast. And we really would love to get this thing subscribed to. So if you know of anybody, Steve is confirmed. Yes, he's a going. If you haven't bought your tickets and you think you might like to, you have until Christmas to buy. $75 buys you reserves a seat. And I think the bottom cruises starts at $800, which is not bad for 3 nights at sea. Yes, and all food included and all the rest of it. I think there's something about the drinks. I don't know how the drinks work, but in any event, I think if it would be free drinks for everybody, and we took Steve Green along, it'd be like Homer going to the all-you-can-eat, seafood buffet. Bottomless Pete. It's more stomach than man. Anyway, yeah, and John Pershing says it's a good price for that cruise. It is a good price for that cruise. It really is. It's going to just be 3 days of a lot of fun, and Bo Monday says you have to use a lot of the staterooms, convert them to liquid storage if Steve comes. Well, it turns out I think that the particular cruise ship, is it Navigator of the Seas, is capable of sailing pretty much around the world on a single tank of gas. And since we're only going to the Bahamas, we're going to take 99, I think the number is 99.4% of the total fuel space available, and just basically turn that into vodka and see if he can drink it down. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. Because we're not going to burn a whole lot of fuel going out to the Bahamas, but on the other hand, you don't have to. And the nice thing is, like I say, there's nothing nicer than watching Miami disappear below the horizon. And so that's just absolutely fantastic. So we're all feeling really good about that. Anyway, so if you're not a part of it, we'd love to see you. And if you think you can go and you want to hold a seat, do it, please. Can't wait to meet all of you in person. So that'll be really, really fun. Okay, I'll look at the questions. I also want to talk about the whole Star Wars thing. So I'm going to go to the Facebook page And I'm going to do that because I tried to put a post on the BillWhittle.com page, and I think I'm not authorized to do that, which I think is a testament to my managerial skills more than anything.